Hey everyone, this is Dave with Kelly Family Homestead. I'm working on a shed because I don't have a garage or a big barn or anything, so I can't keep all my my bush hog and my baler and stuff. I can't keep that in anywhere, so I'm gonna build a shed out of cattle panels and T-posts, kind of like what you would do with a greenhouse or trellis, but really simple, and I don't have to do much. But I'll show you what I'm doing. So what I did was I started way down there, and I used a string for a straight edge, and then I put all my posts in, and I put my posts in so that they're at the corners of each. So each cattle panel has 2 posts. Okay. Then I arched the cattle panel up against this side over here, and I started and then I tied them all together. The next thing I did was, I know I wanted this to be 7 feet wide, so I just measured up there 7 feet, and I measured down here 7 feet. It's a little off, but it's just a shed. So now I put my 2 corner posts in, measured them 7 feet off the other ones, so it was somewhat square. And I did check to make sure the whole thing was square. It was a little off, but not a big deal. And I ran this string as a straight edge, and so I'm just kind of pushing the cattle panel in as I go, and I'm putting my T-posts in. And once that's done, I'll go through and I'll put my tarp on. And so I'll show you when I put my tarp on. Everything's zip tied here, and I did just about every single one, if not every other one. This cattle panel right here, this one, is kind of bent and weird, so it's kind of making the whole shed have a weird shape to it. So hopefully I'll be able to shape that up. But I'll show you what the tarp looks like, or how I put the tarp on. I did make this a little bit longer than the tarp because I didn't want to have, I don't have any of that foam, and I don't want to buy it, and so I don't want it wrapping around the edges and causing an issue. So I'll do the tarp next and show you that. Okay, I'm back. So cattle panel shed, going pretty good. It's almost done. I'll show you where I'm at, and then you can see if you like it. So this is it, and I got the tarp on. The tarp is pulled tight. I haven't done this side yet, but it's all zip tied along the bottom, and it's zip lined along the top. I'm going to go through some of these spots where I had to stretch it to get to the cross member. I'm going to take some old fencing wire, and I'm going to try to strengthen those up a little bit. I'm really concerned about the top and the corners because of wind, so I'm going to make sure those are super strong with that old fencing wire I have. Now, the next thing I got to do is I'm going to have to run that fencing wire, because we want this to stay attached to the T-post. So right here, my T-post is here, so I'll run that fencing wire around this, and then around this, and then through, and then around the T-post, and have it come back through here. Okay, And I'll do that all the way along, attaching it to the T-post. And that way, if the wind blows, hopefully it won't fly it away. Now, if you do this, you know, like this is a 16 by 20 tarp. So I got a 16 by 20, or sorry, I have what, 5 cattle panels, and they are 50 inches each, so that's 250 inches, so a little bit more, a little bit more than 20 feet. So I got so I had a 16 by 20 tarp laying around. Now, if you're going to do this, my suggestion would be to get like a 14 wide tarp versus the 16. Because even though these cattle panels are 16 feet, I still have it, it's kind of loosey-goosey down here. This is kind of loosey-goosey. And you can see way up there, that's all loosey-goosey. So when the wind picks up, it's going to blow this side. You know, it's going to be, see how loose that is? Whereas this side's not as loose, but it's pulled super tight down here on the bottom. Well, this side's not pulled super tight because it's just a little bit longer than 16 feet, I guess. So what I'm saying is if you got 14, you know, you might have like a foot on each side that is exposed. But you're going to have that thing pulled so tight, the wind's not going to be able to flap it. What I'm going to have to do is I'll have to run strings across the top, and then that'll stop the wind from flapping it. Because the flapping's what makes these things rip. So I'm going to finish this thing up and start putting some equipment in it. Alright? Make sure you subscribe. Thank you.